Dragon Ball fans and anyone else looking forward to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, we just got insane news regarding OG Dragon Ball in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, specifically a couple big characters. And the source of this information was accidentally leaked by David Edmondson, which is Bandai Namco's marketing director, which is huge. And I'm going to cover it all in this video. I'm your boy Kaizen, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So if you haven't heard already, David Edmondson, Bandai Namco's marketing director, accidentally confirmed Tao Pai Pai and the Red Ribbon Army in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero in an interview. And I'll play the clip right now.
You can cross over in different realms. You can have people from Dragon Ball fight people from Dragon Ball Super. You know, Jiren can fight Tao Pai Pai. You know, you can have anyone from the Red Ribbon Army fight against, I don't want to say Jiren again, but Vegeta. You know,
it's open season from all.
So you heard it right there, and obviously what he's saying is true. It is amazing what Dragon Ball Sparking Zero can do. We'll get characters from as far as the Tournament of Power like Jiren, fighting guys like Tao Pai Pai. But he specifically name dropped Tao Pai Pai, and it could be that he was thinking of that because he's going to be revealed in the upcoming trailer, as well as other androids and Dragon Ball OG Dragon Ball characters. Now, while it is huge information that a guy like Tao Pai Pai is going to be in this game, at the same time, I'm not too surprised. You know why? Because we kind of already knew that OG Goku was going to be in this game, because they kind of accidentally showed it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they accidentally showed Kid Goku in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero animation in one of the backdrops for like one of their menus or whatever. So it's no surprise that one of the major villains from OG Dragon Ball, Tao Pai Pai, a fan favorite for a lot of the OG fans and older fans, and young fans too, is going to be in this game. But not only is him being in this game huge, but also the fact that he's going to be in this game shows us a lot. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So firstly, while Tao Pai Pai is an important and popular villain, he's by far not the biggest villain and most popular villain in OG Dragon Ball. Now, who am I referring to? Well, obviously I'm talking about King Piccolo, of course, the Demon King himself. Because you know damn well, if Tao Pai Pai or General Tao, whatever, is going to be in this game, you know Demon King Piccolo has to be in this game. And he has to get his own cutscenes, like Goku piercing through him. But what's interesting is, we already have seen the start of the story mode, and it doesn't start from OG Dragon Ball. It starts from the Raditz whole fiasco, and it ends with the Tournament of Power. So where would OG Dragon Ball fit into the story mode? Well, if it is going to be in the story mode, which it doesn't have to be, because it could just be, characters that are playable, I think they're going to have a flashback. And I just feel like the perfect time for a flashback with stuff like this would be when they're actually in the martial arts tournament. For example, it could be in the Buu Saga. Because the martial arts tournament in the Buu Saga is a big deal. A lot of stuff happens there, like Videl and Gohan getting angry, and obviously the Supreme Kai's getting involved. And of course Majin and Vegeta are going crazy. So I feel like just before all that stuff goes down, when the announcer guy looks at Goten and starts getting flashbacks of Kid Goku, I feel like that's the perfect time to involve like a mini arc where they just go over some highlights of OG Dragon Ball. And let's face it guys, we're not going to get all of OG Dragon Ball, at least not in the base game, but we could get key characters and key moments. For example, I do believe that a picture was going around where people pointed out it looks like Teen Goku, not quite Kid Goku, Teen Goku, and it could be that he's fighting, Piccolo Jr. or Tien, so we could get those fights. And obviously we could get Jackie Chun, which I'm really hoping is a character that's going to be in this game, and of course Kid Goku versus Tao Pai Pai. And maybe even General Tao, when he's a cyborg, that would be cool to have as well. Or I guess you could have it as an alternate character costume, that would make sense. And I feel like a lot of the newer Dragon Ball fans, like the people that only started watching Dragon Ball when Dragon Ball Super came out, you guys don't understand the source that Tao Pai Pai had. This man, I'm pretty sure he deflected bullets with his sandals while facing backwards and walking. Just imagine how insane that is. We don't even see stuff like that from new characters. So back then in the 80s or whatever, in a time where they weren't flying around and blowing up planets, how crazy that was. He was a cool character and a cool villain, and it's interesting to see that he's going to be in this game, and OG Dragon Ball in general. Now we do have to acknowledge the possibility that a lot of these characters will be seen but not playable, just like a little cutscene flashback. And obviously he did name drop Tao Pai Pai, so I guess some characters will be playable. Obviously Kid Goku's a must, especially after what we've seen of him so far. I mean, yeah, he could be a flashback, but I highly doubt it, especially after him suggesting Tao Pai Pai. So Kid Goku should be playable, Tao Pai Pai, Demon King Piccolo, but I feel like some characters could be a flashback. And obviously, we know this because there are non-playable characters that are just shown. Obviously Bulma, and I know she doesn't fight, but you know, it just shows that they will also show characters that aren't playable. So I do think maybe we can get a little cameo about Launch. I'd really love to see that because I always just get upset when I think about Launch, because obviously rip Victory, but I really wish he didn't forget about Launch. Like, it would be really cool if Dragon Ball Super comes back and they bring back Launch. I mean, that's Tien's girl, man. You know, it's not fair on my boy Tien. He deserves his girl to come back in the series. I hope, and that would be really wholesome if she just comes back in Dragon Ball Super, or even Dragon Ball Daima too. That would be cool. But yeah, sorry, I'm going off topic. But yeah, we could see some characters just as a flashback. Some people suggested that the possibility of a teen Goku or whatever, the one that fought, you know, Piccolo Jr. or Tien and whatnot, could just be a flashback cutscene, or just an alternate costume for Goku, which I don't think is the case, but we do have to acknowledge the possibility of that. Now, what does all this mean for Dragon Ball GT? Because Furutani, who said himself to IGN China, I think it was, or IGN, that the characters involved in this game are going to be based highly on popularity. And while I love OG Dragon Ball, and almost anyone who loves Dragon Ball properly will tell you that OG Dragon Ball is better than GT, you cannot deny that even if you think GT is not as popular as OG Dragon Ball, which it probably is, it's definitely at least comparable with its popularity. So if OG Dragon Ball is going to be in the game, GT could be. And also, like I said, it's not like we're going to get all of OG Dragon Ball, so maybe we'll just get a bit of GT, or not even like anything to do with the story, just some characters. Just give us all the 3 of the Super Saiyan 4s and Omega Shenron and maybe Super 17 and Baby Vegeta. That's all we ask for. And of course the moves as well, like Big Bang, Kamehameha and Final Shine, that kind of stuff. We want to have that. And I don't think that's too much to ask for. It's not like we're asking for cinematic storylines for it. We're perfectly happy with, you know, the Saiyan saga going up to the universe survival saga, and obviously the what if scenarios. That's plenty for us. But if you're not going to add like a cinematic storyline, just give us the characters and maybe like some mini missions, or at least like, you know, some built-in, what they call the what if quests that are customizable. That would be cool. I do hope we at least get something on GT. And of course the movie characters, although I've heard like Furutani suggest that movie characters will be in the game, although we have to wait for more further confirmation, which I think is coming any day now. I think the next trailer is going to be focused on like the Red Ribbon Army. We will see, like maybe, because it's suggested that we're going to see more on the androids, but maybe like they're using that to involve OG Dragon Ball, because obviously the Red Ribbon Army is heavily involved in OG Dragon Ball, like Dr. Gero. I know Dr. Gero is like, he's confirmed already. We've seen his gameplay in demos and whatnot, but he hasn't been revealed in a trailer, which is really weird. So I guess he's going to be in this upcoming trailer, the normal androids as well, Cell, and we just got our first Cell gameplay, which we might see on screen now. But also they could use this to, you know, show some of the old Dragon Ball stuff like General Blue, Tao Pai Pai, all those guys, and even that big rabbit guy. Screw it, I want everyone. Obviously we won't get everyone, but we'll take what we can get, and hopefully just the fact that they're adding these guys shows that they will add the others too, like movie characters and and GT, of course. I mean, we're getting Daima, why can't we get GT? I guess because they're promoting the new show, but you know, still GT is always going to be popular. Like, people can hate on GT all they want, you cannot deny its popularity even 20 years later, 30 years later, even after being non-canon, all of that, not being in the base game for other games, it's still going to be popular. So just to summarize, I think we'll get some characters, like obviously Tao Pai Pai, Kid Goku, Demon King Piccolo, and hopefully Jackie Chun, and maybe a young Tien, and we'll get hopefully some cameos from like young Bulma, young Oolong, and I really hope Launch as well. And Grandpa Gohan would obviously be wholesome as hell. And yeah, and as for story, maybe like a little flashback mission, but I wouldn't get my hopes up too much. And I'm more optimistic than ever for at least some GT content, because the fact that they didn't even announce it as DLC yet, and I don't feel like it's going to be DLC long in the future. I mean, it probably will be, but I just find it weird that they wouldn't mention that now. but then they talk about superhero being DLC. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. But yeah, comment down below what you think, and check out my other videos on Sparking Zero, and also my videos on the new Bleach game, which I'm really hyped for. You should see those videos on screen now. And also, I'm about to hit 600 subs, or while you're watching this, I may have already hit 600 subs, but I'm really aiming for 1,000 this year. So do help me out with that. It's free, and it takes one tap of that subscribe button, and who knows, maybe if I'm a big YouTuber one day, you can say you're an OG. So do help me out. I would appreciate all support. Like and subscribe, check out my videos down below or on screen now, and I've been your boy Kaizen, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.